Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the second in Eloquence's collection of Vienna Octet thingies. This is the new Vienna Octet, along with the Vienna Winds soloists. These are the recordings that Decca made with Vienna Philharmonic chamber ensembles, of which there are more than just these two, after 1972, when the old Vienna Octet finally disbanded. Or stopped making recordings. And they were taken over by the new Vienna Octet, which was a completely different group of people, the next generation of Vienna Philharmonic players. And eventually they dropped the new, and they just became the Vienna Octet again. And at the same time, the Vienna Winds soloists started doing windy things. And there's some pretty amazing things in this little box. It's not a little box. It has 18 CDs. So let's see what we've got. There's also a very good note, by the way, booklet note, which explains all of this, what was going on with these folks. And here we go. Are you ready? Oh, this is just beyond exciting. Actually, there's really good music here. Don't want to be sarcastic. Well, they started off with the Schubert Octet. Yeah, the good old Schubert Octet. Here we go. I mean, it's a lot of the same things we got in the other box, but some other things we didn't, especially in the contemporary music field. Then we've got the Beethoven Septet and the Beethoven Trio in B-flat for clarinet, cello, and piano, the Gassenhauer Trio. These are with Peter Schmidl clarinet, who took over from Boskovsky, who was the previous, this is Alfred Boskovsky, Willie's brother, who was the clarinetist, and Erich Binder piano, and some other people there, Friedrich Dolezal. And let's see, the new Vienna Octet is the violin people were Erich Binder, Mario Bayer, Joseph Starr, and Friedrich Dolezal, just so you know sort of who the characters are. CD3, the Mozart Clarinet Quintet with Peter Schmidl, of course, and the Kegelstadt Trio. Then we've got the Brahms Clarinet Quintet and some Weber stuff, the introduction, theme, and variations on a theme from Silvana. I love Weber. I mean, boy, is he underrated. The Brahms Clarinet Trio with Schmidl, Dolezal, and Andras Schiff playing the piano. Some people like you're really starting to know, right, who worked with these guys. And then we've got the Brahms Horn Trio. See, those were not, I don't think that was in the previous box. And the Mozart Clarinet Quintet with a Bassett Clarinet. Oh my goodness, yes. And the Weber Clarinet Quintet with a regular clarinet. CD7 is the Schubert Octet. Again, now with the Vienna Octet, as opposed to the new Vienna Octet. See, every time they changed their name, they did the same stuff, it would seem, yes. So you get two of those. Let's see, Minuet and Finale in F major for Wind Octet, Deutsch 72, some of that. The Beethoven Septet, what can I tell you? Now we're with Werner Hink violin, and Klaus Peisteiner viola and other things like that. Yes, Werner Hink and Hubert Kreusammer are the violinists and people like that. So yes, whenever the personnel changes, they diddle their name and then do the Schubert Octet. You have to, right? And then we have, the Beethoven Septet and Sextet, with the Vienna Winds soloists, with Peter Schmidl and crew. Then we've got CD9 all to itself. The Schoenberg Wind Quintet. Is it the most beautiful recording of Schoenberg's ugliest piece of music? Quite possibly. According to the booklet note, they were incredibly proud of this. And they had 26 rehearsals and 10 performances, and I'm sure it was sold out every time they did it. This is, I just think, the ugliest piece of music on God's earth, and they play it really, really, really well. I have the score. I looked. I've seen it. I've tried. Okay, CD10. Ibert, trois pièces brèves. It's easier in French. Janáček, Mlady, Hindemith Kleine Kammermusik, and the Ligeti, 10 pieces for wind quintet. He was on hand for that and supposedly drove them crazy, but was pleased with the results. CD11, Danzi, wind quintet. See, this is all the Vienna Winds soloists now. And Cambini's wind quintet number 3, and Reicha's Wind Quintet number 9. It's a pity they didn't explore Reicha more thoroughly earlier. It would have done something for the man's career. I mean, because those are wonderful works. Paul Taffanel, Wind Quintet in G minor. Jean Francais, Wind Quintet number 1. So that's fun stuff. Let's see what else have we got here. Music for a Musical Clock, CD 13. Mozart's musical clock stuff. Haydn's Divertimento number 7, St. Anthony, which really isn't by Haydn. Mozart's Adagio and Allegro for musical clock, which is quite a work, 10 minutes long. Whoa, baby. And we have the Sieben Stücke für die Flötenuhr by Haydn. 7 little tiny pieces for musical clock. It's a Beethoven stuff. CD 14 is the Mozart Adagio in B flat with the Vienna Winds soloist and the Grand Partita. This was something one of you asked about in your comments, whether or not the Grand Partita was in here. Well, it's in here with the Vienna Winds soloist, and it's a beautiful performance, along with the other Mozart Wind serenades. Those are in here, the E flat and C minor, and the Beethoven Octet in E flat major. And let's see, and in honor of St. Hubert, this is the Vienna horn people, all the horn people. The Vienna contrabassoon people come later, and then the Vienna accordion people and all that stuff. But you've got the St. Hubert Mass, which is the Waldhorn organ mass thing. It's just a huge piece of quasi-sacred music for horns. It's not like you're singing the Mass, it's just horns. Then there's a whole bunch of traditional horn stuff, just tons and tons and tons of horn stuff. Lots of horn stuff, and it's unbelievable. Including the Abendsegen from Act 2 of Hansel and Gretel by Humperdinck, the Evening Benediction, the ending for massed horns. And then we've got, let's see, Mozart sonatas for flute and piano, which are arrangements of violin sonatas with Wolfgang Schultz flute and Heinz Mediamoritz, I guess, piano. And last but not least, Haydn trios for flute, cello, and piano with the Vienna Flute Trio. It's not 3 flutes. It's a flute, a cello, and a piano. These are actually piano trios as well. You can play them with a violin instead of a flute. And you have, poof, piano trios. So that's it. That's the next big box of Vienna Winds soloists. Chamber music fanciers will definitely want this, just like you wanted the first one. The performances are all first class. The sonics are really good. Nothing not to love at all. And Eloquence is to be congratulated for issuing these sets devoted to chamber music, which is, like I've said a million times, it's niche repertoire, and you don't expect people to really go for it the way they go for, major operas and symphony productions. So I am proud to own this, and I recommend it accordingly. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me, and take care.